There we go. Welcome back to the RF Fitness Podcast, brought to you by rffitness.net, your source for online coaching built for and by busy grown-ups just like you who are on the quest for health and strength in everyday life. I am your host, Rob Finlayson, certified personal trainer, elder brother, and $20 kettlebell on the Facebook Marketplace. And I am
Oh,
here
you
with,
are the kettlebell?
that's me. Yeah, if you look on there, you can buy me.
Wow.
$20
You look
kettlebell,
real weird.
not a brand name basketball.
I'm Rachel Hamroad, little sister, certified once again, attempting to be fit a person, and official visitor of Arkansas.
Arkansas.
No, I just like Arkansas.
How was Arkansas?
Arkansas was great, man. It was a perfect balance of doing things and not doing things.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Those are my two favorite things.
I agree. You would have loved Arkansas. Um, dude, mad shout out to the Hildebrands. My bestie Jess and her incredible husband Chad, who for their entire relationship, to be honest, I kept calling him Chris.
Like as a subtle own?
No, just because I just couldn't get it together. Um, so, official podcast apology, Chad, not Chris.
Sorry,
Um,
Chris. Yeah.
and I was very nervous because they have three cats, and I did pretty
Oh yeah.
okay
All right.
because I'm mad allergic. So, and they made me kind of want a cat because their cats are all really cool.
Did your like
And
face explode though
no, I didn't.
from cat allergies? Oh, all right.
No, it was literally the last day I got like a little bit of the sniffs.
Huh.
Um, but that's it. But yeah, so we went to this incredible museum called Crystal Bridges.
Oh,
Apparently the
cool.
second biggest museum in the nation, second to the Smithsonian. It
Wow.
was incredible. They had some really cool interactive pieces. A lot of Yoko Ono pieces were there.
Interesting. Like an art
Yeah, so
museum or like a just a general all kinds of stuff museum?
no, art museum.
Okay.
They had this like, I should know the artist. I should have prepared and told you the artist. I don't know. It's some Japanese artist that um, bases her work off of this psychotic episode she had as a child and saw polka dots everywhere. Um,
Wow.
so it was this like completely black room that was just lit up by like LED polka dots
Huh.
that you could only go in as like pairs, and they would shut the door behind you, and you'd like walk through this little path and be immersed in her childhood trauma of polka dots, I guess.
Neat. That's what art
Which
is good
was,
for.
yeah, it was really cool. Um,
Mildly upsetting.
yeah, saw my first Georgia O'Keeffe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah. And then we also went to Glass Animals, which is my favorite band.
Oh yeah, that's like the big reason you were out there,
Yes, yeah,
and to see Jess and Chris.
correct. Oh my god. Um, um, I and then I said I assume that this episode or the thing will be coming tomorrow, but I sent their cats an Amazon package, and
Ha!
I addressed it. It is my favorite thing to put funny names and deliver packages to people. Like I
Oh
sent a
really?
package to like my friend Kayla, and I put Princess Kayla. Um,
I didn't know
and
you could do
so
that. That's fun.
you sure could, sure can. And I addressed it to Hugo, Obi, and Charlie. Their three cats.
They're cats.
And it's
Nice.
Hildebrandt, their last name. And then I put a note because you can put a note, and it says just like meow 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 meow.
The cats know.
The cats know; they know what it means.
Yeah, they know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just cat talk between us cats. So, yeah, Glass Animals was incredible. It's my third show that I've seen. They just keep getting better and better. The
Nice.
audience keeps getting worser and worser by being younger and younger.
Oh,
Yeah, man,
young
there
people are bad.
was so many children there.
Do you mean like actual minors, or do you mean just like people in their 20s?
No, I mean actual minors. I mean like a
What?
ton of elementary school kids.
Fucking what?
Yeah, because their song Heat Waves got so popular on just like mainstream radio.
Huh. It's a very good
And
song.
yeah, it's actually one of my least favorite songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
Bummer.
so that was a bummer. But there was no, every show that I've been to previously has been like at a club or something. So like
Sure.
there
Yeah.
was age restrictions. This one did
A good
not.
reason to keep the riffraff out.
Yeah, well, the riffraff was there.
Full force.
Yeah, but despite the youth, I had a good time. Um,
Good.
so yeah, yeah, man, they're such a good band. And if you are not a Glass Animals fan, and you're like, it's because I don't like that song Heat Waves, you should listen to Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
I used to love that show, dude.
It's a fantastic show. It's also my favorite song by Glass Animals.
Is it a song by Glass? I'm sure I've heard it 1,000 times. I've listened to that album a bunch. Just haven't looked into
Dreamland,
anything.
really?
Yeah, I mean, you said you liked it so much. I was like, yeah, I'll give this a listen. It was good. So I listened to it several times
God,
too.
it's so good. There's a fun little story. I went to their first concert at this tiny club in Minneapolis. This was 2 weeks before the entire world shut down,
Oh, yeah.
and they were like, "Okay, we're done, but do you guys want to?" Do you guys want to hear any songs, like any requests?
Yeah.
And I said, play Agnes, which is one of my favorite songs. And he's like, no, that's way too sad.
Get out of here, sad girl.
It's a very sad song, but
Yeah.
it's a fantastic song. So Wavy
I'm going to
Davy
play
said
it.
no. His name is Dave, but he calls himself Wavy Davy, which is like his persona of like Sasha Fierce,
Oh,
which
okay.
is Beyonce's alter ego.
Obviously. Rachel, if you had a rock band alter ego, what would you call yourself?
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. You're just springing this on me, man.
Whoa, yeah, you got $1 million rock deal, but you can't be Rachel anymore. You have to assume another. You have to put on the mask.
Princess Glitter Cupcake.
Okay, okay. What kind
And
of music
you?
do you? What kind? Oh, what kind? Hold on. What kind of music do you play, Princess Glitter Cupcake?
Death metal. No,
Okay.
just kidding. Actually, I fucking hate death metal. It's the one genre I hate. And super modern country.
Mm.
I think I would probably play some like Motowny
Oh yeah,
sort of vibes.
yeah.
I love literally anything by black artists specifically.
Okay,
I mean, black artists made rock and roll.
that's true. Okay, historically black music, I suppose.
Yeah, right.
Most genres that we listen to now.
Yeah. Yeah, Eric's dad was asking me about the concert that I went to at the State Fair, and I said,
Mm.
"Yeah, it was Ludacris and T Pain." And he's like, "Who are they?" And I said, "They're rappers." And he's like, "Oh, you're into that rap stuff?"
Yeah, rap
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, I was pretty sure this is one of just little many times that Lenny has not liked me.
We'll get there
I'm overall great, except for my music and rap stuff, or except for my preference in rap stuff.
in music to rap stuff, right?
Yeah.
Which
What would
obviously
your alter ego be?
Ooh, my alter ego would probably be. I'd probably be a knight, just a guy in a suit of armor with a fucking sword,
But what would
and
your name be?
my name would be
What if
Sir
it was like Night Night and it was like,
Knight. I'd
but
probably
like
be like
Nikn,
Sir. No, I'd be Sir something. Probably
Sir
Sir.
Night Night?
Probably Sir Skull Crusher. I like that. And
We
then
are so
every
different.
and then every concert I'd bring like a pumpkin or something on stage and smash it with a flanged mace because that sounds fucking awesome.
Low key.
And I would play thrash metal because that's good. I'd probably play like fantasy power metal Like if you've ever listened to listeners out there, because I know you haven't listened to Visigoth at all, but I like Visigoth a lot. I like the Sword a lot. So
Okay.
music like that.
Speaking of Smashing Pumpkins on stage, there was the little youth behind me that was just like, "Why are they bringing a pineapple on stage?" And I'm like, "Well, if you were a true fan, you would know." Um,
If you
but
were a
in,
real animal like me,
but instead, I said, "Oh, they do that because their theme is a pineapple, and they throw it out to the audience instead of papa,
that's
instead
fun.
of yeah being mean."
Instead of being mean. Well, I got to go to the state fair last week. I went on
Minnesota
Thursday.
State Fair.
Minnesota State Fair. I was just listening to our last episode earlier today. I didn't get to the whole thing, but I did get to listen to that. And I guess there was a jingle for it. I just totally
Yeah,
forgot. I didn't know that. Yeah, I went with my bestie, Ethan.
your
Uh,
goat.
my goat bestie, Ethan. His wife, Mary, and then a couple of other friends. Just sort of like appear. Like whenever I hang out with them, like people just sort of like materialize around them. I think this just kind of. I mean, they're very awesome people.
Yeah.
So everyone wants to hang out with them, which I get.
Did they bring the
And
bebe?
they did not. Well, they'd gone earlier in the week with the baby, and then like Mary's family, and
Hmm.
then Thursday they went with like all friends,
Right
and
on.
so we all had a gummy at the beginning of the day and got just like exceedingly high, which was
Did it
awesome.
ruin it? Oh,
No, I had a great time, dude.
I had the opposite experience.
I got off the bus and ate 10 milligrams, and I texted everyone, "I am here. I've been just at 10 milligrams of THC. I need to find you within 20 minutes."
Oh my
And I was making notes in my phone about like where I parked and directions back to the bus because I knew I was
way
going to
to
be
be a
too.
responsible drug user.
This is how you know I'm an adult now, right? Because it's like I got to be out of here in time. And it was fun. Like I walked so much and had so much hydration, whatever. Like by the time I got home, it was a okay.
Yeah, right.
But like there was like this middle point where like you crest, and that was probably like 11 o'clock or something like that. And it was one of
That's
my
early, bro.
dude. Well, I got there like 9:30. All right,
Okay.
and like breakfast was deep fried ranch and a mojito.
Did you like it?
I thought it was okay. You know,
Okay.
I had probably like two or three. I probably only needed like one or two, but I didn't
I
realize that
heard
until I already had
the
three.
dip makes it.
The dip really does a lot of work. And I feel
Yeah.
like if you need a pretty run of the mill dip to elevate your piece that much, like just do something else, man. It's
Yeah.
basically a wonton with ranch flavoring on the cream cheese. Like I would have just much rather had a regular crab rangoon. I did
Mm-hmm.
have deep fried crab fritters later in the day, and that was awesome.
Yes. Did you know that's my favorite fair food?
I did not know that. Wonderful little piece of
Yeah.
Rach lore there.
God, it's so
Uh,
good.
but yeah, one of my really old friends who I hadn't seen in like a very long time just happened to be there, and she was asking me like, "So like, how's Olivia doing?" And like, "What's Mo up to?" And it's like extraordinarily high. Like I'm like on the moon, looking at cedar, and I'm like sweating
Sweet art,
buckets
yeah.
into my key
It
lime pie
sure does make
beer.
you sweat, man.
Well, it's just the fair was it was so. I mean, by that time of the day, it was like 90 degrees. We were indoors. There's no air conditioning wherever. Just like
Yeah.
1,000 people around you. I'm just like,
I
I'm
know.
going to die. I'm sweating so much. But you know what? I made that malt that I got taste freaking awesome. Made it that much better
Yeah, fair.
when you're that hot and that sweaty and the malt hits. When the malt hits,
Did you happen to get the grilled peaches?
I did not. Someone else we were there with did get their grilled peaches, and they were very
Oh,
impressed.
oh my God.
Ethan got honey ice cream. That looked pretty banging as well. He offered to share some
Honey
with me,
ice
but I
cream.
had
Oh, okay.
overeaten. Yeah, I was in like the egg building or the farm building or something like that.
Okay.
Where there's yeah.
I'm a big fan of the sweet corn ice cream from Blue Moon
Ooh,
Diner.
yeah. This is the first
Yeah.
time I've been there in like over 10 years. So like
Yeah.
it's like, oh, yeah, we're gonna go to this building. It's like okay,
Yeah, right.
and then we just kind of like stand around. I'm like, are we gonna go to the place? I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. We're just kind of waiting around. It's like, well, I would take the initiative usually, but I don't know where the hell anything is anymore.
And I'm high.
Also, I am on the moon, you guys. I'm. If you don't look like ants from up
Zoom,
here,
zoom, zoom. We're
zoom, zoom,
going
zoom.
to the moon.
Right. So yeah, in case anyone didn't know,
Right.
I enjoy partaking in THC gummies occasionally. I normally don't do 10 milligrams. Like that was an all day dose for Rob. Like that was
Mm,
plenty, especially all at once. Um,
yeah.
Normally it's like 5 after we put the kid to bed, and then I can like play video games and go to bed at a reasonable hour
Right.
and be just fine. Yeah, 10 to 10 has to be an all day affair though.
Yeah,
Uh,
my homie, shout out Lauren.
ah,
Okay.
we
You
have
know
to do
her
it every time.
actually. We went to high school with her.
Yeah.
But she is a rep for Wink THC drinks. Okie dokie. And it's
I'm winking. If you can't see this, I'm winking
WYNK.
into the camera right now.
Do you see it, everybody?
Do you see
Look
it?
close.
Wait, hold
Might
on.
see
Can you hear
it.
it?
If you're on 10 milligrams, you might see it. Um,
You can see anything.
yeah, I brought the little Sampies that she gives me to your
Oh, fun.
party. And she was,
Oh, yeah.
it was such a good idea. She was walking around the state fair with a little wagon of Sampies.
That is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Those are
I
yummy
thought so
little
too.
drinks, dude. Yeah, they're very
Yeah,
nice.
they are delicious. Check them out.
Yeah. What are they called again? Wink?
Wink.
Wink? They spelled a funny way.
I literally just reviewed it. Are you high right now? It's
That's it.
WYNK.
Okay. I think I was trying to wink into my microphone. So
Yeah,
that's why I missed it.
you're winking far too loud.
I hate when I do that. But I did want to talk a little bit about so after the state fair, that was Thursday, everything quickly fell out. The wheels fell off, and we had like one of the most stressful weekends. Because that night we were like getting ready to go to bed, getting the kid whatever, and Mo was like, "I don't feel good. I feel
Uh oh.
bad. I feel very bad."
Uh oh.
And then she took a test. I have COVID, and then we had to like just like do COVID
Oh.
maneuvers and everything like
Just
that.
immediately once she's back to school.
Right. Yeah. So it was just like, boom, you got it. Have fun. Well, I mean,
Uh,
it happens. Whatever. She's all vaxxed. I'm all vaxxed. I tested. The kid tested. We don't have it. We never got it from her because she just instantaneously went downstairs and lived down there, down here where I am now. I guess for this like this we've done this several times now, twice
right.
now. When
In the
she had
COVID
it,
cave.
yeah, when she had it, and then when I had it at the end of last year. Yeah, 2023, we bookended the year with COVID. Her getting it in
Mm,
January, me getting it in December. 0 out of 10 stars. Do not recommend to a friend. But yeah, we did that. If we kept it safe, it was fine. But then it was just like just me and the kid, and it's like I had 25 things on my to-do list over the weekend to get ready for this next
yeah.
weekend, where I also have 25 things on my
Oh,
to-do
Lord.
list to practice. I'm just like pulling my hair out. And
So I mean, obviously she was able to get a sub or something.
so she actually didn't. It was weirdly good timing, quote unquote, good timing, because they didn't have school on that Friday just cause. And then Monday was Labor Day, so didn't have school then either. So she
Mm,
didn't miss any work, which is great. I missed work on
yeah.
Friday, but in the grand scheme of things, one shift is whatever.
Yeah.
And like with the new guidelines, whatever, she basically was like, as soon as your symptoms go away, just put a mask on, be like away from people mostly.
Right.
So for like a couple hours at a time while I had to go to work on Sunday and Monday, she could be with the kid, but like across the room, which is fine. Again, we've made this work before. We can do it again.
Right.
But yeah, that was just intensely stressful because I've been working on this Quest Groups thing.
Yeah. Right.
I have all kinds of things going on with that. I'm like recruiting people and I'm putting programs together. And like there's like 5 people now in this one. And like it takes me like 2 hours per person to like get their programming set up and like honed in. And like even that I have to like do these changes, and I have to plan this Dungeons and Dragons mini campaign that I also run for the Quest Group people. That's part of the deal. So I'm basically writing a novel that will change as the characters play through it. I have to get around going to this event next weekend, and then beyond that, I just have to like be the sole caretaker of this 5-year-old who now suddenly doesn't have the all-day activity she's been stoked to do for the past 2 weeks.
Oh, she can't go because Mo
But
has
there
COVID?
was no, there was just no school. There was no school to go to. They had Friday off and they had Monday off, and then
Oh,
Saturday
I get what
Sunday
you're saying.
was regular
Yeah.
weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was very stressed out, just very tired. Mo, felt like garbage. I think for like 36 hours or so, and then like
Okay.
and then it's just like a switch flipped and she felt fine. But she's been sleeping downstairs the entire time just to be safe.
Yeah.
We take it very seriously. Mo takes it especially very seriously. But they wanted to talk a little bit about, because you've also been dealing with a lot of stress in the past, and we've alluded to and talked about that a lot on the podcast here. And I don't know if I've brought up this concept of the allostatic load up before, but even if I have, I feel like it's probably good to revisit it,
Yeah.
especially this time of year, because I'm not the only person with a kid who's going into school. I'm certainly probably not the only household who just got very sick as the school year begins.
Yes.
Not going to be the only person who gets COVID as the school year begins. It's just a thing. I was talking to a client. He's like, "Do you think COVID's going to be around forever?" And it's like, "Yes, dude, it is.
Yes.
It's not going to be. It's been around bad.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
it's the flu now,
Right.
not in
I
the
was
sense
just about
that
to
it
say
is.
that. Yes.
Yeah, and not in the sense that it is to be taken lightly, but in the sense that it is now endemic. It is no longer a
Right.
pandemic. It is now endemic. It's just around forever. Way to go, guys. We did it. We let the virus win. Good job, everyone. 10 out of 10, no notes. So allostatic load. Allostatic load is the accrued collection of all kinds of stress on your system. And stress comes in many forms. So being sick is stressful. Worrying about work is stressful. Taking care of a child by yourself for 5 days straight because your spouse has the fucking plague is stress. Changing your diet is stress. Having allergies is stress.
Oh.
Working out is stress. This is capital S stress, not something that is necessarily stressful. It is something that makes your body have to change, like its homeostasis goes away. Homeostasis is like your baseline form of existence for your body. It's how you normally operate. Your status quo, so to speak, is your homeostasis. Stress is something that disrupts that homeostasis. Allostatic load is all the stress put together that like your brain and nervous system and physiology has to deal with at any given moment. And what are you doing right now, dude? I cannot concentrate. Your thing is bouncing up and down like you're riding a freaking horse right now. Are you on a
I'm
pony?
petting a freaking horse. I'm petting my dog.
Okay.
And he's
I
got,
can't take you. I can't take you seriously. We're on the Pony Express right now, Rachel.
dude, this dog has the itchiest face that ever existed. So I'm scratching his face, and he is a giant dog, so he makes everything jiggle,
Yeah,
including
I
this
know how that
house.
goes. Same. So just to talk a little bit, like I said, about allostatic load, so when we talk about stress, stressors, de-stressing, self-care, I feel like in the last 4 years, let's say, a lot of this like therapizing language has sort of wormed its way into everyone's vernacular.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. Like I've seen a lot of talk about how things like self-care kind of gets hijacked, like as a term. Boundaries as a term gets hijacked and like used for different things. Like it's such a when everyone starts to use these terminology, it starts to lose its like well-defined clinical
Right.
definitions, and like how we then address it and treat it and interact with these terminology also
Like
becomes diminished.
legitimately, I think that's
Yes,
like, yeah, legitimately,
like literally.
literally, maybe, yeah, I think literally. Like,
Yeah,
I'm literally,
literally is a really good example. Yeah, so literally is something that everyone, for whatever reason, like 2011, hooked onto, and it's just been like turned into dust because everyone's overused the word so much. Like no one actually knows what literally means anymore because it's been so co-opted.
literally.
Um, literally, exactly right. Uh, so. So to deal with one's allostatic load, we have to engage in like actual self-care. We've talked and alluded to this a little bit on the podcast as well. Self-care is not rotting in your bed on purpose, watching Netflix all day and eating comfort foods. Self-care is like taking steps to make your life better. That occasionally is itself stressful. That occasionally in itself is uncomfortable. Are you going
Okay.
for a ride?
Gunther is just kind of ruining the podcast tonight. He
He's
learned how to open the,
for real.
yes. Gunther, come on.
That's the worst news ever.
Yeah, he learned how to open the sliding glass door, and then the night before I was supposed to leave for my trip, he ran away.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we were talking about stress. We were out for dinner, and then we came home, and the door was open, and then
Oh
somehow we
no.
still don't know exactly how the gate was open as well. And then I
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the gate was. I am almost positive that gate was not left open because yeah,
Well, he probably opened
um,
it himself.
that's what I think.
Yeah.
But
This
yeah, so
dog
then
turns on stoves, opens glass doors, opens gates. Is he like a
dude,
velociraptor from
I
Jurassic
don't
Park?
know.
Like
I
how
was
what is
on
his
the phone.
intelligence quotient?
I was on the phone with the freaking cop, and I said, "So I don't know if this is on my record or whatever, but this is the same dog that set our house on fire." Um, which is a story for a different time. And I said, so if you find him, keep him. Um,
For real. We can't, ma'am. He keeps breaking out of jail.
yeah, honestly, they said,
He's
what kind of
driving
dog?
away in my car right now.
He knows how to drive. They said, what kind of dog is it? And I said, you will not know his breed. He's a Leonberger. It's a weird breed. If somebody
Yeah.
calls that and said that they see a bear, that is him.
That's the dog. Yeah. He's just
Yes.
enormous. He's like, what, 160 pounds or something like that?
170-ish.
Good God.
Very fat.
Very fat.
But fat
Very
and
dumb.
large. And well, I mean,
Right?
yeah,
There's a weird line between like stupid and dumb,
yes,
and like wily and clever, but not smart at
correct.
the same time.
But yeah, I panic
Um,
called my bestie
yeah.
neighbor, who came literally just like panic biking, like with her hair dripping wet, and she's like, "I'm coming!"
Oh,
Like,
what a friend. What a real one.
dude, for real. And she found Gunther.
Wow. Where was he?
I freaking know. We live right across the street from some apartments, and he was just bebopping around the yard of the apartments.
God.
Yeah, and then Em
Fucking
said that she like
animals.
tried to get him, and he was like, "Nope." Um,
That's what he sounds like, dude.
yes, dude, my my
100%.
my impression of Gunther has always been, "I just love you."
Very much his vibe.
Yeah, yeah. So then,
Duh.
and not only did Em find him, but she was pushing Linnea in the stroller, and she was just like sprint herding around him to get him back to the garage. She's like, obviously, I
Oh my
cannot
god.
grab him; he will keep running. So I'm just going to like sprint circles around him while pushing your daughter and getting your dog back in your
Wow.
house.
That's some functional fitness. Way to go, Em.
Yeah, honestly.
That's using it when you need it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Less
Damn,
about
dude.
Gunther. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyways, the reason people feel so stressed out all the time is something called allostatic load. The end. That's
okay.
the long and short of it.
How do we deal
Um,
with it?
how do we deal with it? Like I said, self care. Having systems
Yeah.
in place, having being aware of it. I feel like when I learned about the allostatic load in probably like 2020, 2021, something like that, I feel like it did like open up a door in my brain for like the way I deal with things, because it's not, I was like, oh, there's a word for it. Like I said, just like,
Mm,
oh, there's so much on my plate, or like I feel so, because like for me, I have a tendency to take on a lot and like not necessarily forward think about how much it's actually going to be, and then just not finish everything, or be able to do things the way I think I should be able to do, and then I beat
right,
myself up about it, and I feel like I'm very stupid, or I'm very weak, or I'm very not good enough, whatever, all this classic millennial stuff, right?
right.
Everyone does this.
Sounds
And if you
like you're
don't, what's
half-assing
wrong
a
with
bunch of
you?
things rather than whole-assing one thing.
Right, exactly, yeah, and that's the thing, is that I've got my hands in so many projects that I can't really give 100% focus to where it necessarily needs to be.
Right.
But when I learned about allostatic load, I was like, oh, this makes sense. Like now I can sort of like think I can. The one of the things I learned about at the same time was like chain. I don't know if I can't remember the exact language, but like chain breaking. So like you have your thought processes, your mental behaviors have like a certain chain that usually goes to like this happens, I react in this way, which leads to this behavior, which leads to this thought, which leads to this
Oh,
behavior, which leads to this thought.
yes.
You You know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows what I'm
Yes,
talking about.
because whenever I feel really anxious or depressed or like just any negative feelings, I always have the final thought of, and my dad is dead.
So there's an end point, right? So I'm describing
Correct.
this. I'm describing this phenomenon, which is not really a phenomenon. It's just something that's extraordinary. It's just like how human brains work. And again, learning about this, flip the switch in my head. I was like, oh, the thing you're supposed to do is recognize that it's happening. Like anxiety, I think is a really big one. Like
Mm-hmm.
I learned about it in the context of like eating habits and nutrition. And be like, I'm stressed. My allostatic load is way high. I'm over the line for stress. When that happens, I tend to shut down and get very depressed, and then overeat and undermove. And if you can see that if you are aware that this is a thing that's happening in yourself, you can identify the chain and then break the chain. You can say, I know that I am anxious. I can feel that in my body. I can like be aware enough. I can be mentally here enough to see that this is what's happening inside of me. I know that I'm about to become overwhelmed. I know that I'm about to shut down and become depressed. I know that I don't have to self treat with food. I don't have to self medicate with alcohol right now. I can do something else. I can just fucking I can stare at the sun with my naked eyes for 5 seconds if that's something else. It can be anything. They talk a lot about like grounding, like
Mm-hmm.
feel. I was talking this with Olivia today when she was like an absolute meltdown about something. It's like feel the ground with your toes, feel your clothes, count 5 white things in the room. Tell what's the name of
Mm-hmm.
the street that you live on. Say it 5 times. Just like anything like make your brain stop spiraling into like
Yeah.
just like wrestle control back to where you are no longer on an autonomic sympathetic system. You are now in the parasympathetic system. Whatever. Or maybe
Missy
I
would
have
give
the
me the
whatever.
suggestion to hone in all your five senses. What do you see? What do you
Yeah.
taste? What do you, yeah.
Yes. 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 And you have to do that when you. But the first step to being able to do that is being able to identify like one I'm on this chain of things is happening, and before that you have to be able to identify I'm stressed, my stress load is higher than normal right now. And I think there's like a mental emotional component to that too, where it feels like I know certain people in this generation, in this family, in this household, we
In
have
this
this
chair.
in this chair have this sort of like baked in um, sense of like self worth that is tied to productivity.
Oh, yeah.
But when we're out of a position or a place in life, say like a school system, where your productivity is measured in very concrete, measurable, like delineated ways, like I get grades on things or I get like weekly performance reviews or whatever. If I don't have something that's telling me how I'm performing, what my productivity is, my sort of assumption is that I am being most productive when I am most busy, and I know that I'm busy when I'm stressed. And if I'm
Hmm.
more stressed out, that means I'm being more productive. And if I'm being more productive, that means I'm a better person.
Right.
So it's this like chain again where we associate stressing ourselves out with this means I'm a good person. And it's not that way.
Right.
Surprise. So I think being aware of that, uh, like if we look at the man behind the curtain here, guess what? Capitalism is to blame. Like you are more than a dollar sign. Your worth is not tied to your ability to create surplus value for shareholders. I could talk about this forever. Um,
Don't.
you're I but don't though. I was listening to the other episode again. You rightly cut me off before I could spiral on a rant about cops in general. So
Literally, Kayla said something about that. She was just like, listening to Rob struggle not to go full ACAB on the podcast
yeah,
was hilarious.
it's like that meme of the guy with the vein in his forehead of the red face. Um, but yeah, God, what was I talking about, man? I'm trying so hard to stay on topic here, you guys.
Can I take a take? Okay, can I have a turn?
Yeah, I'll take a breath. Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So yes, all of this I think is just so directly linked to what I've been going through with all this insane stress that I've been talking
Hmm.
about. And so I just pure transparency here had a special. I mean, if you've been consistently listening to the podcast, you have heard me just consistently lose more and more motivation
Yeah.
and the last couple weeks I've 100% let go. And it just like really peaked with the stress. And so
Hmm.
I would just be like, okay, I am so stressed. So this is the reason that I'm eating. This is the only reason that I'm eating like this.
Mm.
And if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be eating like this.
Right.
And you know, like I was talking to Missy about it, and it's just like I could blame anything to give myself the excuse
Sure.
to eat. But yeah, so throughout all this, I had hit that giant goal, and then I put on 12 freaking pounds.
Yeah.
Ugh, that was right after the state fair though, so I was just like, it was literally the day after,
Yeah.
and I was just like, this is some jacked up stuff in here.
Yeah.
Um,
This is not
so
a representative sample.
right. But yeah, but just in so I went on my Arkansas trip, um, and got sassy in Arkansas, ate whatever I wanted, and we went to this place called like Cafe USA, and
Uh-huh.
Chad, who is just very nice to service people or whatever, was just like, yeah, we love this place on account of all the freedom. And this like 16-year-old boy was like, glad to hear it.
Cool. What do you want?
That kid was awkward. I think yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. But yeah, so I am, and things have gotten significantly less stressful, but also changed in the ways
Yeah.
that they've become stressful. But it's only day two, but it's 2 days of better eating than I have been doing in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, and then I bought a pretty dress because I'm going to a charity gala, and
You're so busy. You got so many things going on, dude.
I do.
Yeah, look at you go.
Look at me.
Tell me about this charity
Um,
gala real quick.
yeah, so it's for Mission Animal Hospital, which is a
Hmm.
nonprofit. I'm pretty sure they're nonprofit. Don't quote me. But they are the only like low cost vet clinic in Minnesota. They're absolutely fantastic. If you need vet care and you can't afford it, check out Mission Animal Hospital. So this is a giant charity gala for them,
Hmm.
and my homie Andy works for a really cool guy that loves charity, and
Okay.
got I don't know, bought Andy a ticket and said, "Hey, you want this ticket that's like worth $300?"
Dang.
Yeah, and so Andy asked me if I wanted to go,
Oh yeah.
and so we're gonna go to this charity gala, and there's like going to be like dog demos. You know, it's obviously just like for animal freaks. Um, and
You need to find another way to describe people, dude, because Animal Freaks is not going to cut it. Also, Mission
animal
Animal
lovers,
Hospital
fine.
is a 501c3 tax deductible nonprofit recognized by the IRS. But those of you wondering,
Quote me.
quote me.
Um,
That's on their website.
Fair enough. Yeah. So, yeah, super psyched to support that, and super psyched to Andy and I are very like Andy and I feel like are brother and sister physically and mentally. Like I feel like Andy and I
Okay.
look more alike than you and I look alike.
You
And
always say that. I
then
feel like we look a lot alike. People say that all the time, dude.
no, people literally say the complete opposite to me. You're full of lies.
What?
Um, it also could be because I'm adopted. Um,
Chat. Tell us in the comments. Do Rachel and I look alike or not?
yes, yeah. Also, all the people that reached out and said last week's episode was awesome. That was really nice. But Rob wants to hear it too. So make sure you
I
put it
don't know
on
what
the
people are saying. Leave comments on anything, guys.
really great things. They leave their comments on my Snapchat. Um,
That doesn't help. That's not feedback I'm privy to. I don't have data for these things.
get on Snapchat, bro.
Ugh.
Um, Hater. Um, yeah, so it's just it's just gonna be like a fun little time to get all glitzy glammy.
Yeah, all
And I
glammed
bought
up.
this like really sequiny fun dress and everything. And so that's definitely going to be a motivator to yeet
Yeah,
these 12 pounds off and
let's go.
re-hit that goal. um
What are we gonna do to do that?
uh well, I didn't think about that.
I think it'd be a good thing to think about.
I think so too. I mean, we can try doing the food log again. So, okay, here's my biggest issue with the food log is
Okay.
I do it at the end of the day,
Yeah.
and then one of my other big things is staying up too late staring at my phone. So then I'll just be like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I gotta log my food, and then I'll like log into Instagram and be like, ooh,
Dude, the number of
something not
times
related.
I've logged onto Instagram to literally like send a message to a client like and be like, "Oh, look at this thing about
Yes.
like surplus ponchos or some dumb
Surplus
dude, my
ponchos.
algo is all over the place."
Oh god. Yeah, so that's I mean that's a very small hurdle though. That's a small hurdle to
Right.
blame not hurdling on. Um
Sure.
so funny story about hurdling in fifth grade when we were prepping for the track and
Hmm.
field thing. Fifth grade is actually when fourth grade I went into Weight Watchers. Fifth grade is when I had lost a lot of all my weight.
Oh, sure.
And so I was wearing some pants that were way too loose, and I had to hold my pants up while hurdling. And the gym teacher, Miss DiMartino, was
Yeah.
just literally keeled over laughing, and she was like, "I'm so sorry, Rachel. Like I don't mean to laugh at
Oh
you,
man.
but watching you hold your pants and do hurdles was too much."
It was too good, it was too
It was also
funny.
probably because I was really bad at hurdles.
Yeah. I
Because
mean, we're
what
in
a
fifth grade.
psycho is good at hurdles?
I, people who are good at jumping and running at the same time, I
I don't
suppose.
know. That's insane.
Crazy folks, dude. That's crazy person shit.
I think so too. Um, so
Could
anyway,
we incorporate some like intentional movement
that's what I was
into
kind of
the
like
game?
getting. Okay, so like gonna go ahead and play the blame game, my favorite
Love it.
game.
Your favorite game,
When
yeah.
I was just like, "Ooh, maybe I should exercise," and I looked into my train heroic, and there was nothing there, and I said, "Well, I guess my brother doesn't even believe in me. I shouldn't exercise."
You told me to not. Fucking A, bud.
No, I'm trying to play the blame game here. Shush.
I'm playing it back. I'm laying that blame right back on you. Hit you with the old Uno reverse card.
And
Oh
then I
yeah.
thought today, ooh, I could bike to the library, but
Hmm.
then I thought I have cramps. No.
This is a really good example of something I've been talking to with Olivia a lot lately because I keep trying to do fun things with her that aren't watching Dino Ranch on Disney Plus. This kid has
Dino
watched,
Ranch.
yeah, it's a little show about a dinosaur ranch. And
Okay.
there's 3 seasons, and she has watched every single episode probably 10 times. That's not an exaggeration. In the last like 2
Oof.
months, it is the
Huh.
current hyperfixation.
Yeah. Ours
I'll
is
be like,
super kitties.
yeah, we did a lot of Super Kitties for a hot minute or two, and then had to like hard kibosh on that because it sucks.
It's horrible.
It's not construction pups or pupstruction. Fucking pupstruction, dude. Anyways, kids shows are bad.
What? That's different than Paw Patrol?
Yes, dude. Let's not right now.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Have
Sorry.
a whole section about
Triggered.
like
Hashtag triggered.
I'm triggered. But yeah, like I'll be like, let's go to the library, let's go to the farmer's market, let's go to the park. These things that are fun that she loves, and she loves when she gets there. But I was like, oh, but I can't because it's not a show. I can't. And what I've been telling her is like, there will always be a reason not to do something. You will always have a reason not to do something. The trick is finding ways to do it anyways, finding reasons to do it anyways. Like the easiest thing to find in the world is an excuse. It's always there. Something, a little dad wisdom that I posted on my Instagram last week when I was hip deep in stress
Hmm.
weekend. I brought the kid to a pizza place, to Parkway Pizza. On Friday night, we had pizza together because it's like we both had kind of a weird, stressful day. Let's do something fun. I went to Parkway. At this place where we go, we've gotten pizza there before as a family. They have Sebastian Joe's ice cream there, and we've occasionally gotten
Yeah.
like a cone or a bowl or something like that afterwards. And we're eating a pepperoni pizza, and the whole time she's asking me about this ice cream. Like, can I get the ice cream? We're going to have ice cream after this. What flavor ice cream do I get? Do I get ice cream, Dad? How about this ice cream? Like, listen, kid, we're not getting ice cream today. We already had muffins this morning. We're going to have cookies when we get later at home that we baked. We're not having ice cream right now. And then she's like lamenting, caterwauling, I call it constantly. Oh, I just really want ice cream, Dad. Like, you know what would make this really better is if I had ice cream. I just have nothing to look forward to without this ice cream. And I told her, like, listen, kid, don't let the ice cream ruin your pizza. And which is right. I was just like, oh, that's a good one. I could put that on a bumper sticker because it's like if you're constantly thinking about something that you're not having that could make things better, you're not enjoying the things that are good right now that are happening.
All right.
There's always going to be a reason not to do something. You can always let ice cream ruin your pizza. Don't let the ice cream ruin your pizza, though, guys. Eat your pizza.
Eat your pizza.
Eat your pizza.
Pizza's
Just
delicious.
Eat the pizza. It's great. Who would complain about eating pizza? My child.
Your kid.
My child. Who would complain about going to the farmer's market and getting half a dozen cookies, delicious cookies? My child would complain about that.
She didn't want the cookies, or she didn't want to go to the farmer's market?
She
Or do you just not want to talk about it?
She wanted to complain the entire time. This child, I love her so much, man. Man, she can complain. Holy smokes. I try very hard not to complain about things too much.
Yeah, right.
I would consider a deeply ingrained part of my character is how much I dislike complaining and complainers. And man, this kid does not have that. She loves bitching. Got a black belt in it.
My hobbies include ice cream, complaining, and Dino Ranch.
You've described my child. Oh God. So that's allostatic load. Thanks, guys. Let's talk about let's wheel back a little bit to like actual training talk here for a second.
All right.
We were getting on the topic of incorporating intentional movement, of getting back on some kind of food tracking thing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like maybe we're distracted by Instagram. We log on, we say, oh, I should probably track this. Log on. Ooh, there's dog grooming videos.
Poncho surplus,
whatever, which is different than I need to track this.
Yes.
Boop, 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 boop. You know. Boop, boop, boop. And I do not mean to diminish the challenge of logging on to an app like Instagram and doing a thing that is very specific and task based, because it is literally designed to keep you distracted. That is what Instagram does. That is how it makes money. It will do that. It's very extremely good at that, in the way that fish are good at breathing underwater, because that's what it needs to do to survive.
Yeah.
It evolved to do that, guys. So if you find yourself staring into your doom scroll or surfing the algo, it's not because you're bad at it. It's not because you're a worthless person. It's because it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. The system isn't broken, guys. It's operating exactly as intended.
Fun little fact about doom scrolling. When I went to that museum, I picked up a little fidget toy for Linnea, which I was just like, this looks kind of fun. She doesn't know that new things don't come in packages. I'm going to open it and play with it. And bro, it was so fun, and just like, did exactly what it was designed to do. And
Neat.
So I was like sitting there watching TV with Jess, and I was just tangling away. And Jess was like, yo, let me hit that. And so she tangled.
Hit that. You'll pass that shit.
Yeah, tangle, pass. And so, title?
Yeah, probably.
So we were like, wow, this scratches our itch for looking at our phone when we're also watching TV, which is so ridiculous. Um,
Dude, I saw a post a while ago. I was like, I can't believe how proud of myself I am when I set down my phone to watch TV, to focus on the TV.
right.
Like, that's where we're at right now.
Yes. But
Yeah,
it's like your hands, and Jess and I were like, I think it's mostly just because our hands want to be doing something, not necessarily because we want
they
to be
do.
looking at something.
That is correct.
Um,
Because TV, I have a whole thing about that, but please go on.
oh, okay. The Tangle was really cool.
Okay, cool. I can launch into my thing instead. The human brain and the human body are not separate entities. It's all one machine. Your eyes and your brain and your hands are all so neurologically, psychologically connected that doing something like watching TV is wildly understimulating, which is why so many people overeat in front of the television,
Mm,
because it's something to do with your hands, it's something to do with your mouth. That's why smoking and like watching TV or smoking and being on your phone or like drinking an energy drink, doing some like doing something with your hands, like you just said, like if I have something to occupy myself, it's because your brain is designed to, God, I saw this post a while ago, but like how like the human brain evolved to like use its like high capacity decision making problem solving skills like 15% of the day, and then spend the rest of your working hours like walking, making
mm,
baskets,
hmm.
fishing, eating fruit, reproducing. And that like because we're fucking jungle animals, you guys. This is where we can't, this is what we're supposed to do. We're just the monkey that learned how to make the internet. It's fucked
So,
up.
speaking of monkey, have you been watching Chimp Crazy?
No, I have not been watching Chimp
Oh
Crazy.
my god. Just me, Jess, and Chad, not Chris,
Mm.
are deep into monkey lore. And
I couldn't bring myself after watching Tiger King. Like it just feels so. I mean, I guess the point of it is that it feels like salacious
yeah,
and exploitative.
yeah.
But like, I feel yucky when I watch that kind of
Okay.
thing. But I'm a
Good for
person.
you.
I dislike gossip in general. Like that's what it feels like.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So
Well, have
there's
fun
that.
watching Dino Ranch.
God, I'm so bad at watching TV.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've mad decreased watching TV. Like,
I'm not mad at it. You know, like being bad at TV. It's just the thing. It's just like people. That's the thing we talk about at work. They're like, "Oh, you watching anything?" Or like, the thing comes on like the new Marvel show, the new Star Wars show. Like I watched 99% of the Acolyte. I didn't watch the final episode. I don't know why. I just lost interest. You know, I loved The Witcher when it first came out. I watched everything except for the last episode. Like I just
that's
don't
really weird.
care. It is
Mm.
really weird. I don't think it's because I can't finish things either. Like there's other forms of media I can get all the way through. Like I love finishing a video game or I love finishing a book or whatever. What
Yeah, I
about
think
TV?
it's just like I don't have enough free time, and I don't
Yeah,
want Linnea to be watching TV. And then
yeah,
once Linnea is down for like nap or whatever, if Linnea is sleeping, I'm trying to get shit done.
yeah. Like if I have free time to sit in front of a screen, I'd much rather be playing a video game because it's so much more stimulating to me than just watching television.
Yeah, I'd much rather be organizing.
Yeah, I mean we all got our thing. That's how I shut off my brain
Yeah, right.
is with the video game. But anyways, hard left. My road to 200 is continuing. I
Way to
did
go.
Thank you. Did weigh-ins and measurements last Saturday, and literally nothing changed. I'm the exact same size, but
Yeah.
that's after only 2 weeks, so I'm not super worried about it. I am trying this thing all of September. I'm going to train every single day.
Does that include
Um,
jujitsu?
it does include a jujitsu, so I'm 4 days in and I'm 4 days strong.
All right.
I'm also kind of like low key doing, I guess, like a social media posting thing because I'm posting about my workout, my training session every single day. I guess
Yeah, you
kind of
got back on the bike.
I think about yes, I think I was complaining about that a while ago. Yeah, I did use the bike for a little aerobic recovery time the other day. It felt good, you
What is
know.
aerobic recovery?
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's just like aerobic work, but it's not intense enough to be a stressor on your physiology. It's just enough to like
Like,
get
do you
my
do it like after you lift or something?
So when I did that session, it was like just 5 minutes of not high intensity on the bike, and then 5 minutes of like basically like active stretching, and then 5 minutes on the bike, 5 minutes of active stretching, 5 minutes on the bike, 5 minutes of active stretching. I did that a couple times. Yeah, basically because if you like stretch like cold muscles,
Mm-hmm.
you're not really doing anything. In
Oh.
fact, the chances of injuring your muscles if you stretch cold, static stretch cold, is higher if you do active or dynamic stretching, or if you engage in any kind of stretching activity post warm up, post cardiovascular. What I like about the bike is that it's low impact. I don't have to try very hard. Basically, it's not hard on my joints. Like my foot and my back were really feeling it. My back was just thrashed today,
Hmm.
but it feels a lot better today after moving around and doing some jiu-jitsu. I felt actually better walking out of jiu-jitsu than I did walking in physically and
Oh.
mentally, I guess.
Yeah.
It's good for you. But yeah, 4 days in, 4 days strong. Chad does jiu-jitsu, right?
He does.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
I.
he doesn't. He. I don't think he's been doing it since he moved to Arkansas. But yeah, he
Mm,
was hardcore into it and was a competitive fighter. While he was
oh,
in Minnesota.
in Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah, he is just like a large man. He's like 6'2" and broad as hell.
Brawler hell.
Like I was just like, he's just so massive without being fat. Like,
Is that a
whoa.
thing? People can do that?
Look at Chris Chad.
Apparently, it's an option.
Yeah, I mean, all right. Well, hopefully, let's come at all y'all's ears with success stories of what would it be? 9 days of logging food, or not logging food, but just like clean eating, and
Yeah.
13 days of getting
Work
big.
training. I'm big and strong. Yeah. I'll post videos every day of my training if you post your food shit every day.
I'll post my food shit.
Good. This
Cool.
has been the RF Fitness Podcast, everyone. Thank you so much.
God.
What a wonderful close. Strong closer today.
Yes.
If you want excellent coaching like this in your life, you should go to rffitness.net. That's rffitness.net to begin your quest today. Thank you, everybody. Keep questing.